Well, happy Saturday, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. And good news, it appears I got the webcam issues worked out, so you don't look like we're in a fishbowl anymore here. So, hey, how you guys doing this morning? It's a gorgeous looking day so far outside here in the mid-Michigan area. Not too hot, not too cold, a little chilly this morning, but I like that. I'll take that over the heat just about anytime. So here we are, midsummer. It's almost mid-July, if you can believe that. And things are just chugging along. As always, it's not going to slow down. We've got a few hellos, and I have to look over here now instead of right at the camera. That's one of the drawbacks. But a few hellos. We get good morning from Chuck. Thank you for being here, sir. And happy Saturday to you. Gary says hello. Hey, Gary, if you stop by the store at some point, I got a surprise here for you. I found something you were looking for. So there we go. I'll leave it right at that. Pat, it is a beautiful morning, and good morning to you as well. Kristen, hey, good morning to you. And thank you for being here. And West Side, Rick, represent. Yeah, it's looking sharp. It's a brand new camera, and I figured out how to use it, but thank you. Yes, always the best day ever in Grand Rapids. And if you got my note, Rick, I did have a couple of the albums you were looking for, so they are stashed away for you. Okay, before we get going, I've got a few things here I just wanted to mention. We are happy to, once again, have some posters up and flyers here for our friends from the D Street Music Foundation. This is a couple weeks off, but I figured we should let you guys know so you can get it in your calendar. Now, this is a pop-up palooza in Sanford for Saturday, July 23rd. So a couple weeks out here from today, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. In the Port Park on Main Street in Sanford. They'll have live music, food trucks, kids games, watch your cornhole tournament, make and take crafts by Home Depot, featuring music from Coleman Road. Great band here in the Midland area. The Relics, Sticks and Stone, and Brother Hyde. So put that on your calendar for the D Street Music Foundation pop-up palooza in Sanford on Saturday, the 23rd. A little ways out, but still all the good there. So, okay. Before I get to the new releases, we've got a couple of things I wanted to mention in store. One, and I probably should have posted this yesterday, but we have got some of the very hard to find of late original master sleeves, the MoFi poly and acid-free paper sleeve combination, inner record sleeves from Mobile Fidelity Sound Labs. Got 3 of these in. I can probably try to get more, but they have been so scarce to find. I know that folks have been looking for them online, and they're sold out. Our normal distributor that carries these have been sold out. So we found some. I brought a bunch in. 2 were gone. I think I've got 3 packs left, and I'm going to order some more for next week. So we have them in the event you guys need them. But they're the good stuff. The original master sleeves for those of you who like to re-sleeve the inners of your vinyl in something that's very, very protective. We got $22 in tax on them, so I think it's a fairly competitive price to what you see online. Now, speaking of competitive prices online, and I checked just a few minutes ago, and the sale had ended on these, but we did get 2 pair of Kanto speakers. Now, I don't normally carry electronics in the store, but I have sold, and we can get a hold of the Kanto series of speakers as well as the Edifier. We can get a hold of those. If you ever need speakers, talk to me. We can order them up. I just don't carry them in the store normally. This one was an exception, though. We had a customer who was looking for some Kanto speakers, and we sold the Kanto brand before, but just the larger ones, the YU4s or YU6s, which are the real high-end ones. But they're a good speaker, and I'll run down the specs here in a little bit. But I do have 2 pair of the Kanto YU2 bamboo case speakers. Now, these things are pretty powerful despite their size. From what I've read, and the folks that have bought the YU6s from us can't say enough good things about them. They say they just are fantastic sound for such a small package. But the YU2s that we have in store now are 100 watt. Let's see. Our description says it's a monitor will make you believe that big sound can come in a small package. So it has a 3/4 inch tweeter, silk dome tweeters, a 3-inch woofer, composite driver. And let's see, speaker sensitivity of 84. We mentioned the 100 watts, 50 watts total RMS. and it's got a two-way crossover system. Let's see, a 3.5, so a mini stereo jack for aux input. It's got a USB audio input. It's got a subwoofer output if you end up getting one of those and you want to kick into there as well. And these are brand new. Normally, yeah, they list for about $290. So I was able to get them at a little bit of a discount. So we've got them in here, two pair for $250, and so yeah, $250 a pair on them. The Kanto, if you're in the market for speakers and you want a deal on those, let me know. Or if you're just looking for other speakers, let me know, and we can order up other Kanto or Edifier speakers, and they're pretty decent. The Edifiers, but the Kantos I hear are just phenomenal quality from those that have purchased from us before. So okay, let's see, a couple of other good mornings. We'll get on to the new releases. Michigan Record Club. Hi, Bill. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Betty in Toledo. Sunny day down there. Thank you very much for joining us today. And Facebook was okay. Good. Bill went over to YouTube. Facebook's always acting up. And that reminds me also, too, Facebook, from time to time, they will, for the betterment of society in general, sarcasm, will upgrade their platform, especially for the business side of things. And last week was one such thing. For the past week or so on Facebook, I have not been seeing notifications. And that usually is the sign that they're getting ready to switch something up. And true to form, they did. They kind of switch stuff around for business or group pages. If you run one of those, I'm sure you see what that does. So it's a little better. I think I'm still getting used to the changes, but I basically have to go to two different places to see two different sets of notifications, one for the store and one for the personal, whereas before it mixed them all together. So in theory, I think that's better, but in practice, it means that I'm going to miss some notifications on one side or the other. So if I don't answer a message very quickly, which is normal for me, but if I don't see a comment right away, or you're looking for something, it's because Facebook's acting a little weird. And I do apologize for that. I will call my private line to Mr. Zuck, and we'll get that worked out on there as well. Okay. See, we covered the MoFi, we covered the speakers. Let's talk about some new releases. Yesterday was kind of a neat day for one. Cake's Fashion Nugget was reissued, and I thought I had enough of them for the store that maybe, just maybe, I could keep one for myself. That was not the case. We blew through all of our copies of Cake's Fashion Nugget yesterday. 6 or 7 copies of them is what we had started off with. Went back to order some more for next week. They're on back order already. So that, I think, was underestimated. If you got one, great. If you didn't and you'd still like one, we'll put you on back order. I'm going to put a few more on order to see if we can get them. But just what a fantastic album. And hopefully that sends a message to the label that folks want their cake too. See what I did there? So we can get more reissues of the Cake stuff. So what we do have left, I've got a couple copies of the Jim Croce. This is new compilation, Lost Time in a Bottle. And because of that, it's on Coke bottle clear vinyl. Double LP. It's got some live performances from Croce. It's got some demos on there as well. So some rare stuff repackaged. The greatest hits albums of his are just, they float around constantly. We see them. So this is a different repackaging and some different versions of stuff for you to check out. 2 copies of that left here in the store. Recent releases. I was able to finally get some copies of Shinedown's Planet Zero. We had 1 or 2, I think, last week, and they're gone. But I did get a couple more if you're looking for that. Recent issues, picked up an Ozzy Black Rain. So we've got one of these. There is a new Ozzy album coming out this fall, by the way. Watch our YouTube channel and the new release show, and we'll eventually have some info on that. Picked up some other Black Sabbath. This is all that's left, was a reissue of Paranoid. I might spin mine later today. Couple of copies of the Record Store Day issue, the Jazz Sabbath Volume 2. These are jazz interpretations of Black Sabbath tunes. If you haven't heard it, got a couple of those. It's really fun stuff in there as well. Recent issue of David Crosby's Lighthouse. If you saw this in our drop video and couldn't quite tell what that was, that's what it is. It's David Crosby. It's 2016 album, I believe, was the release date on that. That is on colored vinyl. And I don't know if this is a good sign or not, but some of the back catalog for Rush broke free, and we were able to order some of that, but basically it was just Vapor Trails, none of the bigger titles. It's a good album, mind you. It's just not the Rush that I think a lot of us are familiar with. So one copy of Vapor Trails left, and we'll go from there. But I did also manage to get some of the heftier Rush box sets at the same time. These things are always available. Got a Rush in Rio. This is a 4 LP set, a little hefty, but great stuff on there. Rush Time Machine live in Cleveland. This is also a 4 LP set, so lots of great stuff on that as well. And then the Clockwork Angels tour. This is a 5 LP box set from Rush from their final album tour from, oh, geez, I have to remember what this was now. It's like 2013, 14, 2012 or 13 in there. So got all 3 of those still on the shelf along with the other reissue. If you're a Rush fan, please do check them out. Also check out the vintage vinyl drop part of the video from yesterday. Still a lot of great stuff left from that. However, we put out some real high-end misfits, and 2 of those are gone. I forget which ones are left, but we do have 2 misfits left. And this one, in case you couldn't quite see it in the drop video, I wanted to bring it up as well. This is D. Antwoord, and it presents Mount Ninja and Dance Time Kid. This was originally released in 2016, and Discogs calls it electronic hip hop techno. So it kind of is all out there. And this is the only vinyl version of that. So it's a little rare and a little pricier, but we had that on the drop video, but I wanted to highlight it in case you saw it and weren't quite sure what that was. Okay, I think we are set to go. Let me give a couple of more hellos here. Oh, Wookingham. Yes. Glad he's mentioning the cake. Very glad you got one of those as well. It was kind of a tough get, I get. I appreciate that, Mr. CZ. I do work hard on that. And by that, I mean not at all. Tom Barnes, good morning. And Mr. Carlson, good morning. Yes, you're excited. You're always excited. We've got a lot of great vinyl here too, Steve, as well. Check out Steve's channel, by the way, the Vinyl Community Steve Carlson on YouTube when you do get a chance. And that will be a great one to do. Speaking of YouTube channels, if you have a moment, please do head over and you're looking at ours on YouTube instead of Facebook. Look for the Radio Wasteland Records YouTube channel. Give us a sub if you would. We're still kind of hovering around that 830 some odd mark and would love to push that up there a little bit. But check us out. Give us a sub and subscription. That's what that stands for. I had to figure that out for a while too. And make sure you enable the notifications bell. Don't forget, on that channel, you will also see our new release show. We started doing this a few weeks ago, and it's actually paying off. That's how a lot of the folks that got the Cake album were able to get it. I was able to know that folks were looking for it ahead of time and ordered adequately, or at least so I thought. But most everybody that wanted one got one because they had pre-ordered them ahead of time, or they let us know that we should order more of them. So that's the goal of the Saturday afternoon show on our YouTube channel with the new releases, is to give you an opportunity to say, here's what's coming up in the next week. Hey, Jim, make sure you get one of these for me, please. So that's coming up a little bit later on today. I've got that shot already, and we're going to kick that out. Some cool stuff coming up for Friday the 15th, as well as a big announcement in the show for hairband fans. Talk of the hairband, I'll let mine go a little bit longer there, but big stuff for hairband fans that we'll announce on our coming up show, but not for next week, but for the week after. So again, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and hit those notifications bells, and you will see everything we got. I believe that is going to do it. By the way, the dude is hanging out today here at the store with me, so he'll be here throughout if you want to stop by and say hi. We are just north of downtown Midland. 716 George Street is the address, to be exact. Construction is wrapped for the day. They were messing around in front of the store the other day. It was kind of a nightmare, and they're shaking the stuff while doing the school bus parking lot. But that seems to be on hiatus for the weekend as well. So I will be here along with the dude from now until 6 p.m. and then tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 5 p.m. Stop in and see us if you would like to. Closed again on Monday and Tuesday. That's our normal closed hours. And then we'll be back at it again come Wednesday of next week. So with that in mind, I'll let you guys off. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Michigan outdoors if you can today. And if you so desire, swing on in for some great crate digging here at the Wasteland. So we will talk to you folks next week. Have a great one. And don't forget to stick around later today for our new release show and sub our YouTube channel. Thanks again, folks. You guys have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next time from the Wasteland.